Welcome
to New Entry Wrestling Podcast, baby. Welcome back to New Entry Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Sexy Ian, with my co-host Ever. What it do, baby?
Hey, listeners out there. How you guys doing? Before we start, check out our merch store on teespring.com. Search for New Entry Wrestling Podcast. We got cool shirts and more. Also follow us on our Instagram at New Entry Wrestling Pod. And also check us out on YouTube. We'll have more content on there, so check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, and please don't forget to subscribe on
YouTube. Like and subscribe on YouTube. All right, so let's get to it. I mean, we're fresh from the Rumble, so let's talk about the Royal Rumble.
Hell yeah. You want to give the results of every match that happened at the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, we had Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal title. Roman Reigns winning by DQ.
No, Seth Rollins won by DQ.
Oh, yeah, Seth Rollins won by DQ, yeah. That's why so if it was not, so it was the opposite way. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll go in order. Women's Royal Rumble match, we had Ronda Rousey win the Rumble.
The most shocking surprise entrance. Is she? No, I wouldn't say. Yeah, is she the first one who made a surprise entry and won the Royal Rumble?
Women's wide?
No, yeah, just in general. Because think about it. Is there somebody that you could think that made a return the same night as the Royal Rumble and also winning the Royal Rumble? Because we had returns before, like, you know how Batista made a return, but he returned like a week before the Royal Rumble. And then he, later on he won it. Same thing with Triple H back in like 2002. He returned like a week or two before the Rumble. And then later on he wins the Royal Rumble. But somebody actually making a return in the Royal Rumble match and then ended up winning it. Oh, Edge.
No, yeah, but
Edge.
Yeah.
No,
Edge
last year. No, not last year. What year was that? 2011. No, was it 11 or 10? 2010.
Yeah, because they said it was like 10 years. He won it like 10 years apart.
Yeah. So, 2010. Yeah, because that's when he went on and faced Chris Jericho for the world title.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's
not
the
bad.
One. Okay. I guess right now she's the only woman, son.
Yeah. After that, it was Doudrop versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch retained. I liked it.
That was all right.
After that, Lashley versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley won that. Woo! 2-time. No, 3 times, right?
2-time WWE champion, yeah. I think like 5-time overall, I think.
Wow.
I think he's a 3-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion and then 2-time WWE.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy that he won it, but I'll explain more later on. Just keep going with the results.
Then we had Edge and Beth Phoenix defeating The Miz and Maurice. It's pretty legit.
Good. Yeah. Surprise.
And the men, yeah, me too. I thought The Miz was gonna win.
Yeah.
And the men's Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar won it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah.
I called it.
Yeah.
I didn't post it on IG, but I called it. We talked about it in the last episode. Brock Lesnar's gonna lose the title and he's gonna show up. Now, I didn't thought he was just gonna show up like that. I thought somebody else was gonna come in and then Brock Lesnar was gonna take his spot. I felt like that should have been the case. But
he's not a heel though. That's why it wouldn't make sense.
I mean,
if he turned heel, that'll make sense. And then Roman has to be a good guy, which we don't want anymore.
Now, if it was Roman Reigns, if he would have lost the title and what's it called, and then he shows up and knocks somebody out to take their spot, that would have made sense. But I think for me the issue was the whole how the light how do you say it? Like how the card was lined up.
It was weird, right? Because how the women's rumble match was like the second match instead of like the men should have been second
The
match and the women should have been last.
uh
Or no, because
I would
wait,
no,
that would
I
make
would
sense.
have yes, maybe. So I would have had the opening match. I would have the opening match be Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley because it went like a good
Mm,
10 minutes.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
And
was not a
then
squash match either. It wasn't like,
yeah, it was they were having like an actual match, even though Bobby Lashley doesn't know how to take a German suplex.
yeah, dude, I
But
saw that. He like twisted.
yeah,
Like, dude, you have to go flat back. You can't like he's like turning. I'm like, dude, what is he doing?
what exactly? I'm like, why? It's like, why do you think you? It's like I just don't get. Like he was trying to, what's it called, death lift up?
Yeah.
Like he was trying to like, nah, if you're gonna pick me up. But it's like, I don't know. I maybe the announcer said it him. They said it themselves. I think Corey Graves said it, where it's like, when was the last time you saw Bobby Lashley being tossed around like that? And I was like, that's true. You know, if you haven't taken, and I'm like, you know what? No, I mean it's been a while, sure, but he took German suplex from Kurt Angle, and he did it pretty well. For some reason, I don't, it was just like, dude, stop. you know,
Yeah. After the
uh,
third one, I'm like, okay, this guy does not know how to take a German
I don't remember which
suplex.
one. It was the one where he landed like it was like shoulder first,
Yeah.
and I was just like, okay, you're done. Just stop. And obviously, I don't know about if Brock Lesnar could, see how he landed, but if he did, I'm pretty sure he would have been like, okay, no, I'm not doing this no more. You don't know how
Yeah.
to take this move. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no. So I would have had Brock Lesnar and Lashley opening up the show.
Mm.
You could have had. I love when Roman Reigns came out and screwed Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman screwed Brock Lesnar. That was great. The only thing is with the whole shot, it doesn't shock me when Paul Heyman turns on Brock Lesnar because he's done it like twice already throughout his whole career, you know. And but yeah, so when he knocked him out, Roman Reigns should have like kept beating him down. He should have like done something to like you're like basically make it look like Brock Lesnar is he's taken out.
Mm.
Like he's done. We ain't gonna see him until like April, for WrestleMania season. We're not gonna see him for like a good month or two, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, have the Becky you could probably have the Becky match, or probably still have the men's Royal Rumble, because there was no surprise entry besides Bad Bunny.
What about
And
Shane?
Shane, the thing with Shane, I had to wait a long time for him to show up. It was a
Yeah.
nice surprise, but the thing is, if you go back and watch the Royal Rumble, at least the first from 1 to 10 will have like maybe one or two surprise entrants where it's like, oh my gosh, for a fact they're not gonna win. But it was like
Yeah.
it's a nice surprise. It took us, how long do we have to wait?
The last
Like the
three, the
last
last
three, the
two,
last four,
four.
and then
Yeah.
the big surprise was, so one of them was Drew McIntyre, but the thing was he wasn't that gone for me to miss him. It was more of like it because I heard the reports of, if it's not a serious neck injury, he's gonna come back by the Royal Rumble. If it's serious, obviously he's gonna be back after WrestleMania.
Do you
So
uh do
go
you
ahead.
believe those reports? Because I don't even listen to like some of those guys anymore. I'm like,
It
nah,
I don't. It's not that I believe it. It's just I wait until
they show up or
after,
something.
yeah, after the day, and then I'll discuss it.
Yeah.
But well, no, and then it's the injuries. Those, like, I believe, like, why would they lie about that?
Yeah. True.
You know what I mean? So it's not a lie. So Drew McIntyre, because I think Drew McIntyre showed up number 20, right? So it was like, for me, it was like, okay. Now, if you would have showed up in like number 10 or 11, I would have been excited. But it's like, dude, I had to wait all the way to number 20 for you to like show up.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I wasn't even excited for the people that showed up. I was so Bad Bunny was dope. But once again, it
Mm.
was like, dude, you showed up like what, number 26, 27?
Yeah.
And it was just like, then Shane McMahon. And it was just like, okay. And that was it. AJ Styles got eliminated by what's that guy? Not Happy Corbin, but the other guy.
Mad Cat Moss.
Like, why? Of all people, AJ Styles could have got eliminated. Like, I would have been fine with Corbin, but why that guy?
I don't know. You can't always be predictable. Like, oh, I'm gonna get taken out by whatever. Like, I got
But he
taken out
could
by
have,
some
yeah.
guy.
But he could have. AJ Styles could have lasted there the whole entire time until Brock Lesnar showed up. There was no need for him to be eliminated.
Yeah.
And then also the lame part was there was no Edge, there was no Miz. You know, I was just like, there was no Seth Rollins. Like Brock Lesnar was able to show up, but not Seth Rollins, not Edge, not the Miz. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell? And but anyways, but yeah, so let's just say Roman Reigns take out Brock Lesnar, makes it look like he's done. He ain't coming back. Then you could have had the Royal Rumble match, the men's Royal Rumble, and then you could have had Brock Lesnar show up at number 30. Because that would have, yeah, because it would have gotten out of the way. Because that would have been more shocking. Because it's like, if you would have gave Brock Lesnar this beating from Roman Reigns and make it look like he's going to be out for a while, and then he shows up, people would have been like, oh my gosh, damn. And then win the Royal Rumble, that would have been fine. But the fact it was your closing match, it was just like, okay, like we kind of predicted it already.
Yeah.
And then plus you had no surprise entrance except for Bad Bunny and Shane McMahon that didn't show up towards like the last of like the final 10 minutes. And then Shane McMahon was just there. Bad Bunny did more than Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
He did the freaking the Bunny Destroyer.
Yeah.
He took a F5. Like, that's the highlight moment. There, Brock Lesnar winning, it was a cool moment. I'm not gonna lie, because now he's a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not hating that Brock Lesnar won. I'm hating how that was the closing match. And also that, you know, I'm happy that what's it called? And then the other great highlight moment of that Royal Rumble match was Kofi Kingston making that botch.
Yeah.
And then Bad Bunny's moment. That's it. That's the only 3 things I could talk about.
Yeah.
For that Royal Rumble match.
So he's supposed to land on his feet though, right? He's supposed to land, but his feet touch the ground. Kofi Kingston?
No, yeah, because he was I guess I can't really tell you exactly, but obviously from what I saw, you know, we've seen that. Kofi Kingston done it before. But the thing is, he tries to do that Spider-Man thing where it's like, you know, he looks like a spider when he's like hanging and stuff like that. Yeah. But the thing is, I guess his feet was already touching the ground. Like he should have, you know, when I saw the replay, in my point of view, it looked like his feet was already like, no, you're not gonna make it. Your feet are like, they're extended. You know what I mean? So it's like you're gonna touch the ground, and he did, and then they did that instant replay was bogus as hell. They could have gotten away with it, but they wanted to show the replay.
Yeah.
And
they're like, oh, we botched it, whatever. We'll take some responsibility. That's probably why they died. Like,
yeah. I was like, how funny would it be if Kofi Kingston was supposed to win the Rumble?
Yeah. But that's kind of like, well, we've seen it before. Like, you know, they probably like, you know what?
He's done the same thing too. Like, why are you doing it again?
Yeah.
And but the thing was, Big E was supposed to come out and help him, but it's just like there was other ways you could have done it. And did you saw how hard what's his name, Kevin Owens pushed him? Like he pushed him pretty hard from the top rope.
So he didn't give him a chance. Like, we're not doing this. Like,
yeah, because Kofi, if you look back at all the jumps that Kofi's done, he's done it on his timing. But for this one, Kevin Owens just like, boom, screw you, boy.
Yeah.
like he pushed them hard. I'm pretty sure he did it so he could get that, so he could, go far. But it was just like I think that's what messed them up.
Yeah, if he was like, I'm gonna go on my own pace, I could make it, but then like that,
Yeah,
like the momentum or something like of the push, he didn't have enough time like to jump, because when you get pushed, you jump a little bit, and
right.
then you could like make it. But since he got pushed and he didn't have time to like, have that little space, he
And
he kind of like flopped because so it's kind of just gravity working against you.
right. And then like so how wrestlers when they do that push, they don't really push. They just like they do the movement of like they're pushing you because they're like, okay, if you have to go based on your timing, I'm just gonna make it look like I'm pushing you, but you're gonna go.
Yeah.
But like for that night, Kevin Owens pushed them. Like,
Yeah, like when you push somebody, like automatically, when I think if anyone else ever gets pushed, you get pushed and you fall downwards. You don't go upwards.
right,
So like you said, like if he made it look like it was pushing, Kofi could have just like leaped up, but he got pushed really hard that the momentum went downwards instead of
right.
upwards. So
But
it's
yeah,
just
but
physics.
then are they gonna blame Kevin Owens for that? I'm not saying it's his fault, but it's like,
No,
dude, you pushed him.
yeah,
you
like
and
literally shoved them. I mean,
yeah.
more push, more shoved than push.
But I think that's gonna be it for Kofi Kingston. I mean, I would like to see it one more time just because you gotta redeem yourself. But I
Yeah.
feel like Vince, it's gonna be like, no, you're not gonna do stupid stuff like that no more. And I don't understand why he tried to do the same thing that he's done in the past.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can't come up with something new, then it's like don't even bother you.
Yeah, like if he landed and somebody was on the floor, like, okay, I could body surf this guy. Like, hey, lift me up
Right. He could have
or
done
something.
something like what's her name? Mandy Rose did with Otis. Was that last year? Or no, that was 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. She
So
fell and he was on the floor and he lifted her and then he like
yeah,
threw her in the ring. You're like, here you go.
yeah, that would have been
But
funny.
yeah.
But yeah. But anyways, yeah, if and then but that Royal Rumble was lame. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, but I think if it was just the fact that it was the closing show.
Closing match. Yeah.
Yeah. But Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, that was a good 10-minute match. The ending was
Yeah.
great.
That's what you expected from them though. They're both big guys and they're like, okay, I'm not gonna expect like a 40-minute match from them. Well, it didn't have 40 minutes, but you know what I mean. Like they're gonna go and do their power bombs, their German suplexes, their I knew the barricade thing was coming too. Like I
Right.
wanted to see it though. Like, oh, it's so predictable. Like I don't care. I want to see it.
Right. Yeah.
Because he did it before and he made it successful. I'm like, oh, this time he might not get it.
I hate when, like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind if I predict something in wrestling and I get it right. It's just like make it worth it for me.
Yeah,
It's one thing if but it's like you. But the thing is, it's like, but you make it obvious that's what's gonna happen, though. You
yeah,
know, so it's like that's how I'm able to predict it. So if it's like, you know, I forgot what I was gonna say, but when you're able to predict a move, it's like, okay, cool. That's what that person does. Don't you want to see it? It's the
yeah,
same thing with the Young Bucks. They do is freaking spots. You could
yeah,
predict every move they do, but nobody has a problem with it. But when it comes to like somebody like Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, it's like, oh, I could predict this is what's gonna happen. Well, yeah, duh. They did it for like every freaking match they had.
yeah,
That's what you want to see from them. I will say I was surprised to see them doing doing a lockup.
yeah. Right. It's like the the Hurt Lock. He did it almost twice.
No, the shoulder arm and shoulder tie up.
Well, they're both MMA fighters. I mean, it was like Bellator versus UFC technically.
Yeah,
So that's why he's like when he said I could have been you before, like you could have showed up at UFC instead of Bellator. I would have taken you out a long time ago. Or
true.
vice versa. Brock Lesnar go to Bellator, but I don't. That's a lot of money. They would have to pay him like the entire company. You know.
Yeah. I love how they didn't mention Impact Wrestling, but they didn't even mention Bobby Lashley's run in Impact Wrestling.
It's like Oh
They,
well, it's kind
I
of like a
mean,
little taste. Like here's but we're not gonna give you the like maybe like because I heard like WWE's gonna do more of that. Like they love because people got a good reaction. Well, we'll talk about that the match later, but like you don't want to give them all the like you don't want to give them the whole thing like off the bat. Like okay, then eventually they'll mention Bobby Lashley if they bring back like some
but
guy from Impact.
that was the perfect time to mention it because he's going
Yeah,
up against Brock Lesnar, and it makes it more believable of how why what's it called Bobby Lashley can't beat Brock Lesnar.
yeah.
They
Do you?
finally mentioned his MMA career, so it's just like they should have mentioned like Bobby Lashley's been on top. He's been a world champion. He defeated guys like Kurt Angle, Bobby Roode, Samoan Joe. I don't know. Well, I was gonna say Sting, but no. But point is, he has defeated a lot of guys, and also, big names in TNA, not so much in WWE. Besides, Kurt Angle and Samoan Joe, but he became 3-time world champion there. So it's like they could at least mention that.
Yeah. So well, we're mentioning the men's Rumble, right? Because I'll probably and then we'll go to the next one, other matches. Who did you want to see like legitimately like like actually what's gonna happen? Not AEW guys because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
New Japan
that was more like being
fan
silly.
service.
It was more
Like
of like saying it because I'm like, you know what? I just want to say it just in case it does happen. Because like
yeah,
deep
who
down, we know
yeah.
it wasn't gonna happen.
But
Um,
like them mentioning well obviously them mentioning Mickey James and then on Impact they mentioned WWE. So like out of all the male wrestlers from Impact, NXT, NXT UK, probably other independents besides obviously New Japan and like the forbidden the other side of the team, there's like AEW, New Japan,
so
Dragon.
besides AEW, because I'm like I didn't really had high hopes that AEW was gonna show up.
Yeah.
But I really thought Moose from Impact Wrestling was gonna show up,
Mm.
or a guy who was like a WWE main, but now is in Impact, like Rhino, Brian Myers. I felt like they were like somebody like that would show up to the Rumble, but
Hmm.
no, I was surprised that nobody showed up. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah, I get you.
So,
But what
but
if they did though? That'd be insane, right? Because
yeah,
then
that
like,
would
oh,
have
the woman did it. Why not the men?
exactly like Moose could have showed up, and then he could have been protected. Like Mickey James, the fact that she showed up, dude, like I went crazy. I heard
Yeah.
that song, Hardcore Country. When I heard that, I marked out. I marked out. I was
I
like,
was surprised though. She lasted. I'm like, oh, she's gonna get like knocked over the rope right away. She almost did though. I saw that.
yeah.
Like
There was a moment where I was like, yo, you gotta be careful. But
just now, but then they kept her for like
yeah,
4 entries, right? She's there like 10 minutes or something.
yeah,
She stayed for
about
a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah,
She
she
was
took
there for a
out
while.
who she take out?
Or who she was taken out by, or
No,
who did she,
who she take out? She took out somebody. It's like
uh,
bye.
honestly don't remember who she took out. But I'll let you figure that out.
Yeah.
But they say they protected her though. They say they protected her even though she didn't win. I was bummed out that what's it called? I wish she could have made it to like the last 3 or 4, but having her in the same ring with what's her name, the returning, the greatest MMA fighter in the world, Ronda Rousey. I wish she could have like at least waited till she showed up because that would have been dope. That would have been a dope moment. Um, but so they saved her and protected her by having Lita, who isn't signed with WWE, who isn't a current, or I should say, who isn't a current WWE superstar, uh, uh, eliminating her. Because if you would have had like somebody a current, like say, I would have been cool if Charlotte would have eliminated her. But like
Mm.
if it was like with Sonya or I don't know who else is there. Why am I throwing a blank on who? Sarah Logan, is that her name?
Yeah, Sarah
Like
Logan.
somebody, somebody where it's like, would have eliminated her, I would have been pissed off. I would have been like, what the hell is that? Really? Like, that's how you're going to do her bogus. But the fact that she got eliminated by Lita and they have history,
Yeah.
they have history together. Lita's last match before she retired was against Mickie James for the women's title.
So storyline kept going like, oh, remember you ended my career. Here we are.
Yeah. So it was a nice, a nice moment to see them two together. So Lita eliminated Mickie James.
So yeah, I get you. So you think Mickie James was wasted? I see some people posting on some other things like, "Oh, Mickie James was wasted because they didn't win." I'm like, what? I mean, like you said, she was protected. She got not taken out by some random like woman that's a jobber or a legend.
Right.
She got Lita, but Lita's like she's gonna return.
She's a legend, and I'm pretty sure they're good friends, and then they have a history together.
And Lita's gonna return to the roster too. She's gonna return to SmackDown.
Oh, that'd be dope.
She's doing a year contract
to face what's it called, Charlotte Flair. So
yeah,
but yeah, like I said, I would not mind Mickie James getting eliminated by what's it called, Charlotte Flair. Nikki Bella, I wouldn't mind, but it's like that would have not done anything unless Bella would have been like, it would have been cool if Nikki Bella eliminated her and then she shows up on Impact saying, hey, I eliminated your champion. So I want a shot. So
you weren't surprised by Melina? Wait, well, now we're going to the women's, right? Because I think we went from men's to women.
Yes, we're always everywhere anyways.
So like, okay, let's stick with the women's. So with the women, right? We saw Melina, but she signed with NWA and Impact Wrestling, right? She's at both.
No, she's just with NWA.
Exactly. So that's like another one. Like, isn't NWA work with like AEW, which is because she could show up to AEW tomorrow if she wanted to, because she's NWA. Like on Dynamite.
Well, yeah, they gave her what's his name, Billy Corbin or something like that.
Yeah.
Got the permission to go. Bill, yeah, because they asked Melina for I forgot where she showed up. I don't know if it was for NXT or for Raw or something, like a special as like a guest, like backstage segment. And but what's it called? Billy said no to Melina, like she couldn't show up. So but I'm pretty sure he gave her the okay for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was a cool moment. But first of all, before we continue with Melina, Sasha Banks, man, damn, she was fine as hell. Coming out as Sailor Moon. Woo-wee. I was like, damn.
You think she got eliminated too early though? 6. She got like 6 or 7, I think.
Yeah, dude. This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, same with AJ. I was like, how are you guys gonna eliminate them? Where it's like they got the biggest pop, and they came out as number 1, and they got eliminated before all the dope people showed up. That does not make sense to me.
Well, I think Sasha was recovering from an injury, so they don't want to keep her too long in the ring.
I mean, she could have hid in the corner. It's not like she would be the only one. Hey, like, she doesn't need to have a spot every time somebody comes out.
Yeah.
That's true. And she was dressed like Sailor Moon too, man. I was like, damn.
Yeah, true.
I could show up, be tuxedo man for her. I was like, she was sexy. And then the fact that Melina came out second, Melina was crying, man. And she was in the ring trying to enjoy the moment. I was like, damn. So Melina, like, because I'm like, man, she was so emotional. I'm like, she's going to be there for a long time. Bro, she got eliminated like 10 seconds later.
Yeah, I think that's what they wanted. Like, nah, if you're going to be in this match, you're going to be in it for us. Because obviously everything is planned, so they're not going to be like, yeah, just don't stay in there too long. Probably that's what I never know. That's what Billy Corgan's like. Yeah, you could do it, but get out kind of early. I don't want you to be injured or something.
I guess, but I mean, it's a Royal Rumble. How can you get hurt?
Well, people have been hurt. You could
So,
fall off and break a leg or something. And then they do the state. It was funny though. When now we mentioned it, when she got eliminated, they were doing the splits challenge against each other.
oh yeah, Melina did the split. I was just like, what the hell?
No, and
No,
then Sasha did the
Sasha
split,
Banks did the split.
and then Melina's like,
Yeah,
okay,
and
what? I could do it too. I was like, okay,
yeah,
but that's crazy.
that
So,
was a hot moment. I was not gonna
so
lie.
yeah. So for the women's Royal Rumble, we had NWA and Impact there, which
Right.
is crazy. But any from the women you were disappointed with not showing?
Anybody I was disappointed that didn't show up or did
Yeah, like
show
they
up?
were did not show up. You were like, or people that did show up that you were surprised, like Alicia Fox. I was like, oh wow, Alicia came back. And then like, who else was there?
Well,
Molly Holly.
Alicia Fox came back. Did she came back last year or was that 2 years ago?
I think 2 years ago, because she got tatted up. I saw her arms. She was tatted up.
I love Alicia Fox. I never had nothing bad against
Yeah,
her. The only
yeah,
thing bad I had against her was they weren't using her, which that's not her fault.
yeah.
I always loved her. Always thought she was a great character. Um, I'm trying to think. Somebody that showed up. I think not so much. I was surprised. The only thing that Sarah Logan, I was like, where the hell has she been when she showed up? But apparently that she's a free agent, that she's not signed with WWE.
Yeah, she retired because she
Did
had
she?
kids.
Oh
She's
yeah,
married
I
to
knew that she had kids. Yeah.
she's married to one of the Viking Raiders, the bald guy.
Right.
What's his name?
Uh
Ian? No,
Rowan?
Rowan. I think so. Yeah,
Right.
she's married to him, so she had kids, and then she decided like I'm not gonna, I'm done. So I think like that's why she's a free agent because technically she could show up on Dynamite and show up with Ruby. You never know. She could show up on Dynamite on
Oh
Wednesday
yeah, so
night.
she was the one with who was with the Riot Squad, right?
Yeah,
Because
her,
yeah, because
Liv Morgan,
I
and
was like,
Ruby Riot.
why is Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan like, why are they like having that moment?
Yeah,
And I forgot that until I realized just literally right now that she was part of the Riot Squad.
yeah.
But no,
Wrestling fan, huh? Just kidding.
shoot, not really. So, but no, I guess
Like, who do you
that's
wish was in the Rumble instead of like, let's say, oh, I
Trish
wish this person showed up.
Stratus. Trish
Yeah, that
Stratus.
was that was crazy.
That kind of bummed me out that she wasn't. What's her name?
Asuka.
Who came out as number 30? I forgot who came out number 30. It was
Man.
Ronda's. Oh my gosh, why am I?
Oh, Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. Yeah. Um, when she came out, I totally forgot. I was like, oh yeah. I don't know why I thought she got released, but
No,
yeah, I
don't
was kind of
speak
bummed
that.
out. Trish Stratus wasn't signed. I guess it was more of like moments that happened. So, like
Yeah.
for example, when what's her name, Mighty Holly showed up and Nikki Ash attacked her
Yeah.
and throwing her out, saying like there can only be one superhero, and I'm like, that was stupid. Like you ran away from what's her name? Geez, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
She ran away from her, and it's like, how are you gonna call yourself a superhero when you just ran away from her? And
You're
then
the villain.
here comes my Mighty Holly thinking, oh, they're gonna team up and take out Rhea Ripley. That would have been dope if that would have happened, or at least try to work together to like take her out, or they're just gonna join forces, right?
Yeah.
And then if they could have eliminated somebody, and then Nikki Ash throws Molly Holly out, saying like, "Sorry, there can only be one superhero,"
Yeah.
that would have been fine. But no, Nikki Ash like beat the living crap out of her. Throw her ass back in the ring. Not back in the ring. Throw her ass in the ring. Beat her ass more. Throw her out, saying there's only one superhero. I was
Yeah.
just like, you're the villain now. Like you can't call yourself a superhero after you just did that.
Well, there's bad supervillain. There's bad superheroes.
Anti-heroes, sure, but It's like now I can't. But the thing is, how are you gonna beat up another superhero, dude? Mighty Holly is like the sweetest person ever.
Yeah.
You know, she's very nice, except for that one time when she was trying to become hardcore champion. You know, but other than that, she's like the sweetest person. So it's just like that part did not make sense to me. And
You know
and
who I
then
miss watching?
who?
Bailey, Asuka,
Oh, Bailey. I thought she was gonna show up.
Paige. They said she was clear to wrestle, so I'm like, whoa, why not show up? Well, obviously, I don't always believe the reports. So I'm like, well, I guess she doesn't. She's not clear to wrestle. But yeah, I don't believe those reports anymore. They say something only if I like I say if I see it and like okay, actually happened, cool. But like they
Yeah,
say
if it
Paige is
happens, it
clear to
happens.
wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only
said
thing, like I said, when it comes to injuries, that's the one things I'll believe because it's like, why lie about that? And so
true.
far, it's been they're you know they've been pretty right about.
I was surprised I didn't see like any other like Impact person. Like, oh, at least bring back like a former dirty, like you said, wrestler from WWE. Bring
Like Gail
back like
Kim.
Gail. No, but she doesn't like WWE, so I don't think she would have been there.
I feel like now
They made her
she would.
champion like when she debuted every time, but she hates
Yeah,
him. Or
she
Chelsea
hated
Green, maybe
Chelsea Green. Yeah,
Diana Perrazzo. Like she gonna come
no,
with the AAA title and the Ring of Honor title.
true,
Like you got
but
Ring of Honor.
we let's not get over ourselves.
I
You
know,
know,
right?
but that was dope when Mickey James came out with the Impact World title.
And it's an Impact World Champion, Impact Women's Champion, and the Impact theme song. So she was like
I wouldn't
Impact,
say,
like
well, yeah, that's did she come out to that song and yeah, she must come out to that song in NWA too, right?
yep,
Okay,
yeah. That's her
yeah.
theme song. That's her theme song in the
Yeah,
in
because
well,
it's her song.
yeah,
The hardcore country, from what I can remember, the hardcore country was made in TNA, but she remixed it and she did it, she used her own, she added her vocals into to that song, whatever.
yeah.
So, and I think they just gave her like, yeah, sure, you could have the rights to it. But yeah, man, that was a mark out moment for me. Oh, so excited.
Yeah, I'm just glad
Yeah.
they didn't like I mentioned. I'm glad they didn't just eliminate her right away. I'm like, oh, they gave her a shot at least.
Yeah.
Like like Melina, like you said, they got her 10 seconds later. Like, okay, she's an NWA Contact wrestler, but they took her out right away. Melina, with Mickey James, it was like, okay, let's give her like a good 10 minutes. I think it was like 10, 15 minutes she was in there, or
I
I
was
don't know
like,
how
yeah, it
long,
was 10 minutes.
10 or so minutes, which is better than like like oh at least because because everybody's like oh we wouldn't want to give them like more time, but who knows that now that they make Mickey James look. I mean, she looked good. I mean, people say, "Oh, she's wasted." Like, first of all, they let her use her thing and a TNA song, Impact theme song. They
Her
called her the
song.
Impact, yeah, her
Yeah.
song. She came out with the Impact Women's Championship, and she was her. They told her, "Oh my God, it's the Impact Women's Champion." Those three things alone, like, okay, WWE is willing to like, be lenient with like other companies. Well, they are because, and they didn't. And the fourth thing is they didn't get rid of her right away too. It's like it was not
Right.
like I'm gonna kick her. I'm like she comes in over done. They actually gave her a moment. So it's like WWE is like, okay, let's see how this goes. Obviously, WWE has opened their doors with like WXW, ICW, Progress, Evolve, but now they're like giving Impact like a little bit of a like, okay, we'll give you 10 minutes, it's fine, But like next time we need somebody, or vice versa. You could take Ricochet for a match or take AJ Styles for a match.
Or
Just bring him
Ali.
back or Ali. Just like go to Impact then, okay? You're still signed with us, but go to Impact until your contract runs out.
Surprised
Try it
Ali
out.
didn't show up for the Rumble.
Yeah, yeah. But like, what I mean? Like, and they brought Melina too. I'm like, okay, well, they give NWA a chance. Might as well, why not? But obviously, NWA is kind of
Here,
tricky
you
because
know what?
they're working with
I gotta change that.
yeah.
Is she really signed with NWA though?
Who, Melina?
Melina.
Yeah, she is. No,
If you
she's on there
go,
like
if
she's
you
there every
go,
week.
it don't mean anything.
Let me see. Let me look it up. 'Cause I'm
If you
sure she
go to
is.
Wikipedia, to be fair, this is Wikipedia,
Yeah, I know Wikipedia.
and you go check out who was in the Rumble, it'll say SmackDown, Raw, Free Agent, and Impact Wrestling, and Hall of Fame. Melina is under Free Agent. So yeah, no NWA.
Okay, so she just shows it. But she's also in Impact too.
And she's not signed with Impact. And she's still with Impact.
So yeah. But still, she mostly exclusively wrestles for them too. So I'm like, okay, that's
Doesn't
kind
mean
of
she signed with them.
yeah.
EC3 was wrestling for a good month or two with Ring of Honor before he signed a contract.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty good though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you never know. That might open the door to like other NWA and Impact Wrestling women, you know?
So there's a chance that Melina's probably not even under contract.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why she was able to show up. Because,
Yeah.
like, think about it. She was really in under a contract with either Impact Wrestling or NWA. Do you really think she would have got eliminated that quickly?
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, comparing her to Mickie James.
Yeah.
Mickie James doesn't even have a contract with Impact Wrestling.
She doesn't?
No.
How is she a champ? Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was supposed to drop the belt.
She's doing a Cody Rhodes thing, isn't she?
Kind of, in a way.
Like, I'm a champion, but I'm not like contracted. Okay, so she supposed to drop the belt before the Rumble, but then like, oh no, we want you to be. Yeah, but they're like, no, the WWE wants her.
Yeah,
we want
so
to be a WWE. Yeah,
that's the only reason why they main evented the show.
So you're telling me at Sacrifice she might lose it in Louisville, Kentucky,
or No Surrender.
Oh, No Surrender's next. Oh yeah, that's next this in February.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because hopefully she makes it to Sacrifice. That'd be awesome.
To show up, I don't care if she's champion or not, but yeah, I would like for her to be there. So,
I
could tickets ever gone on sale yet?
No, for
Sacrifice.
No, not yet. No, probably when No Surrender is over. So the 12th. When is No Surrender? The 12th or the 18th? No, the 12th or the 19th. The 4th.
Okay, 14th.
So okay. Valentine's Day? No.
When is Valentine's Day?
On a Monday.
Oh no. Then it's
it has to be the
19th.
The 12th, the 19th.
Yeah, the 19th.
Okay. Well, no, that's also the same day as the Elimination Chamber match. I don't think they would want to compete directly with the Elimination Chamber.
It's not oh my gosh, it's not
Impact Plus.
It's an Impact Plus special event. It's not a pay-per-view. Same thing with Sacrifice. Okay. Their next pay-per-view is Rebellion.
In April, right? In New York.
In April. Okay. That's their next pay-per-view. Sacrifice and No Surrender is just an Impact Plus special.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we're mentioning Sacrifice because we really want to go. So new entry might be live from there. So it'll be kind of cool. But hey, we'll see what happens, right?
We better go, man. If we go, that's going to be my second Sacrifice event that I went to for TNA Impact Wrestling.
What about overall? Like, how many have you?
Oh my gosh, we have to go now because if we go 10 years ago from that moment, it was the last time I went to go see Impact Wrest TNA in Orlando.
Yeah, you were on video, right?
Yeah, Sacrifice 2012. Let's go, AJ! Bro, hey.
And I went to Bound for Glory like that 1 year with you. What was it, 2-3 years ago? 2018?
19.
19? I went to Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
It was when that was the Tesla batch. Was it the Tesla one where she threw AC Romero off the ladder?
Yeah.
We were at that one, right?
Yeah. That was the one. But yeah, dude, I went to the Impact Zone and that was like a dope moment. Like it was a great layout and AJ Styles and Kurt Angle, dude, first of all, TNA wrestling at that time is really better if you go and watch them live. And then when I got to watch AJ Styles and Kurt Angle live, like I was so front row, dude, I was like, that's one of the greatest matches ever.
How much are tickets? Like $50, $100?
No, so what them, because they were Universal Studios, you just buy a ticket to Universal Studios and that's like part of the show. Yeah.
Wow.
So basically like $89.
Not bad.
so it's
But
not bad.
but
But
then you get the
that's
whole experience.
you get the whole experience of the theme park. So, but it's like split in half though.
Oh, okay.
So if you for one side is like $89, so it's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, sacrifice
So
be legit then, guys. Hey, if you guys go to Kentucky, we'll be there probably. You can say hi to us.
they probably don't even know who we are.
I know, right? And hey, it's my birthday weekend too, so let's go.
Yeah,
Whoever wants to celebrate with me?
now we gotta go. We
Yeah,
gotta go.
who wants to
Yeah.
celebrate with me in
BTO,
Kentucky?
baby.
Yeah,
BTO, vacation now. PTO. I'm ready. Let's go. We gotta go now.
yeah,
I just blew my mind with that part.
yeah,
So,
right.
damn.
The anniversary show, you could be like, "Oh, this is my."
And then the Ring of Honor people are gonna be there.
Ooh,
Because
yeah, we're down.
because if they win,
They will.
you know what? If they win, they get to stay with Impact Wrestling. But then not that long ago, Ring of Honor just announced that they're gonna be opening up doors on April. So I'm kind of curious how that's gonna work out. Hopefully, hopefully they do win. That way they can stay because I would love to see them in Sacrifice and also the Bullet Club.
Yeah,
That'd be
nice.
dope. So
I saw the Bullet Club and Ring of Honor and New Japan or
New Japan. Well, I want to
the
say
New Japan Ring of Honor show. I saw the New
Yeah.
Japan Ring of Honor shows. Like I've been to 2 of them.
Right.
So I'm like, I've seen Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact.
That's the one thing I regret not doing. I gotta do go to a Ring of Honor show.
Yeah, dude. Well, we're not in Dallas because Dallas is far, but when they ever come back to the Midwest, if it's drivable, I'm down.
For sure.
It's like Milwaukee or like we're from Illinois, guys, so so Milwaukee or something. I'm down. Yeah.
Anyways, let's go back to the Rumble because we lost. We gotta
I know, right?
Track.
Do you want to continue with the other matches, or you want to continue with the Rumbles, like actual men and women?
I'm good with the Rumble. The Rumble was a great highlight. When Ronda showed up, winning the Rumble, eliminating Charlotte Flair. I'm assuming she's gonna go on and face Becky for the Raw Women's title.
Yeah.
Clearly they're gonna main event show 1, WrestleMania night 1 or 2, and then Brock Lesnar is gonna face Roman Reigns. So, and then Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. That was a great opening match. Seth Rollins came out as dressed as the Shield.
Oh, dude, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
For a split second, I was kind of like, oh my god, John Moxley or Dean Ambrose is gonna come out with. He's gonna come out after the match, but you see Roman's face. He was so mad. He's like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, that was dope. And he came out to the music too.
Yeah,
everything was
just
the
so crowd.
Great.
He came from the crowd, like, dude. That's a great. I mean, I know we said Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley would have been a great opener, but starting off with like that, dude, I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, well, no, match wise, yes. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Obviously, it was great that it opened the match. Storyline wise, I felt like Brock Lesnar should have opened the match.
Yeah.
And then and then later on, the next match should have been the men's Royal Rumble, Yeah. But whatever. But anyways, that was a great opening match. They had a great match. Seth Rollins kept like laughing at everything. It was kind of like Batman versus the Joker. So I enjoyed that match. I love the when Roman Reigns goes for the spear, and Seth Rollins countered it to a pedigree.
Yeah, that was. I'm like, he hit it. Like the split second, you have to like make a decision, and like he literally like, oh, boom, quick. Like if you turned, you would have missed it. Like you would have to like, oh no, I gotta watch the highlights.
Right. That's and then he hit him with the curb stomp too, and dude, that last second kick out, I marked that because I was like, oh my gosh, I marked that because I thought Seth Rollins won. It took me a couple of seconds for me to register that Roman Reigns kicked out. I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, that was great. And that's definitely on that top list of favorite matches of the year. So yeah, it's number 1 right now. So yeah, for now. I don't remember what my other matches were, but um, but yeah, and then the only thing is, how'd you feel about how the match ended? Roman Reigns lost by DQ. So obviously that was to protect Roman Reigns from losing, and
Yeah.
Seth Rollins still having that undefeated streak against Roman Reigns of how he always wins. Roman Reigns retains the title. Um, the referee was basically the reason why Seth Rollins was able to put his hand on the ropes.
Oh yeah.
So what's your thought on that?
Like the referee doing that?
That and everything, like the match itself, the outcome of it.
I mean, I knew. Well, I like how like they were going back and forth, like, oh, he's about to beat him right now. Like literally, I was like, when he did a curb stop and he like pinned him, I'm like, oh, it's over. Like, yes, I got predicted right, because I predicted Seth Rollins to win.
Right.
Like, damn.
You
But
did. You won, but
I'm
you
like,
didn't walk away with the title.
yeah, so I did. I was right. So I didn't win that. So on our Instagram was like Seth Rollins. I was right, but not the way I wanted. But he won. But I don't know. I think he's just gonna like lead to like another match at the Elimination Chamber, or like Roman's gonna have to defend it in the Chamber against Rollins, and Big E's now on SmackDown, so Big E probably, and
Right.
then anybody else, the other three would be up to the company. But then eventually Brock will be, be Brock versus Roman Reigns at the Rumble. But yeah, I think it's just gonna lead to like the storyline continuing a little bit longer for them.
So my thing is, where does Seth go from here? Does he just go
Um,
back to Raw and then just be like, okay, or he technically won, so technically he's entitled to a rematch.
yeah, he is.
So
So I think it is gonna happen where they're gonna face that Elimination Chamber. They're gonna go at it at the
yeah, I
Chamber.
think they're just gonna add him because they're into that elimination chamber and count as a title match.
But
Um,
he's gonna be like, "You never beat me." Like his storyline is gonna be like, "You every time you face me, you lose." So I'm gonna make sure next time we face each other, there's no DQ or no rope breaks or no DQ stuff.
I
Then
would
that's how
love
it's
to
gonna be.
right. I would love to see them face each other in Hell in a Cell. Uh,
Yeah,
they gotta bring back 3 stages of Hell.
dude, I'll be in fire.
Yeah.
Like curb stomp one win, and then spear slash Superman punch the other win, and then the third fall will be like some crazy thing happening.
What's your prediction on thinking that's going to be part of the elimination chamber match? And do you think, first of all, well, let's just okay. So, do you think Roman Reigns is going to defend the Universal title inside elimination chamber because he didn't do it last year?
Yeah, I think he will.
Last year was it was like a number one contender, and then later that night, the winner is going to face Roman Reigns, but it happened literally after the match.
No, I think he's gonna be in the match because I've noticed that, like I mentioned with Big E and Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, right? He's on SmackDown now too, or he just showed up to help
No,
Seth.
he just showed up to help out Seth.
So I think it's gonna happen that since Roman doesn't have really much anybody to face on SmackDown, they're gonna bring some people. Like, well, Big E's officially on SmackDown now. Seth Rollins could be probably like, you know what, just stay on SmackDown. Like we
Right.
need people. We need people to like actually. Because the only reason why they brought back Brock Lesnar um because Roman Reigns didn't have anybody else left. Daniel Bryanson went to AEW, Edge went to Raw, Biggie went to Raw, McIntyre went to, well, he's back on SmackDown, but Seth Rollins went to Raw. So and then so I'm thinking like it's gonna be Reigns, Rollins, Big E, McIntyre. I'm thinking Kevin Owens and somebody else is gonna be in the chamber match, and whoever wins that goes to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Because
Okay.
it's like in February 19th is the Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania is April 2nd and 3rd. So it's like a month and a half to gain a storyline.
Yeah.
So from February 19th to April 2nd, that's like a
That's why
month
they're
and a
not
half.
having another pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Elimination Chamber is the last one because, like you said, it's gonna be in April 2nd and 3rd. So it's like the first week of April.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna have another pay-per-view in March.
So I'm thinking Brock Lesnar's gonna sit out until WrestleMania, but he's gonna show up because he gets paid per appearance. So he would pop. Yeah. So maybe he'll come and attack Roman Reigns at the Chamber, but Reigns will win at the Chamber, or somehow like he'll survive somehow, and then that's when they face for the title. But then Reigns will retain at WrestleMania. I'm thinking they're gonna have to get some guys from Raw to come in and like fill out the spots like I mentioned, or get some new face. Who knows? They might get like freaking who's on
Uh,
SmackDown that
LA
might get
Knight.
Nakamura, LA Knight. They
LA
might move
Knight.
up LA Knight,
Yeah.
Champa. They did dark matches.
Right.
Champa, LA Knight, and who else? Well, Io Shirai and Dakota Kai, but they'll be for the women's side. But like they gotta obviously that's what WWE's doing. Like they every 6 months they're gonna have to be like, okay, are we gonna keep this guy or are we moving up main roster or you release them and they go wherever they want. So I'm like, well, at least get LA Knight in there, because LA Knight was helping AJ, so I'm like, oh, might as well show up on SmackDown or Raw,
Right.
and then Champa, and then if they bring back somebody, who knows, Gargano, they might not, he might go to AEW.
Possibly.
Not everybody could go to AEW. It's like they already, some people there's contract expired, so they're not gonna be like, okay, yeah, sure, stay. Nah, your contract's gone. You're out. So they might filter people out, but like at the same time, like those people that got released from AEW, 'cause Leo Rush got released, but I don't think he'll come back to WWE though.
It's more of do they want him back?
Yeah.
So
And then Brian Cage, maybe, who knows? That'd be kind of like a nice, fun,
Brian
surprise.
Cage, I'm surprised Brian Cage hasn't been in WWE. I mean, he was on FCW many years ago, but no, like I would say I would book for Elimination Chamber. I will have Roman Reigns defending the title against Seth Rollins. I'll say Kofi Kingston and Big E. That's what, 4? Nakamura.
Cesaro.
And then I want to book Cesaro.
Who would eat the pin first? Yeah, probably Kofi or Cesaro would eat the pin first.
True.
Or Nakamura.
I would probably put Jay. I would put Jay on there. Jay Uso. And then to help out Roman Reigns. Ooh. And to better his chances and all that. But then for Brock Lesnar, I'll probably if not Jay, I'll probably put I'm trying to think, why am I who else? I'll probably put Happy Corbin.
Huh, yeah.
The reason why I'll just put him on there. But no, sorry, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, that's something like what?
Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre. Well, the reason why I say Happy Corbin, because I need a heel, because if you really think about it, even though Seth Rollins he's a heel, but to Roman Reigns, he's a face. Yeah. So that's why I just need to throw in a heel. But regardless, Happy Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns is gonna walk out the title anyways. So but I will have the Usos against Brock Lesnar in a handicap match. So just like a nice squash match kind of thing, I feel like that if they book it right, I feel like the match could be pretty good. And then for Bobby Lashley, I'll probably have Bobby Lashley defending the WWE title against Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio,
No, I would think it'd be more Ray because he's on the cover of the video game. So it's going to be like, hey, let's promote the video game. I'm going to probably get the game for sure.
Both of them. They're both Mysterios anyways.
What about
this way, Dominic he could say he got his first WWE opportunity title shot, his first WWE title shot. And then obviously he's going to be the first one to be eliminated.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, why not?
Well, and, what about what's his name? What about Damian Priest or Finn Balor? The Miz? Their feud probably ended, right? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Edge's and Miz's feud probably ended.
That match was, oh my gosh, Maurice was so freaking fine, man. Oh my gosh. The Miz was trying to feel on that booty, bro, on the
It's his
entranceway.
wife. It's his wife, bro.
Shit. I was like, shit, you got to share, bro. I'm trying to get some of
No.
that cake too. So, man, that whoever made that outfit, I love you. Just know that. Maurice's outfit, not the Miz. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, going back, I would say Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio, Edge, Miz, and I would say Dominic Mysterio. Just so what's it called?
Mhm.
The Miz could probably start a fuse with Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio. And I'll have Miz eliminate Dominic Mysterio, and then Rey Mysterio eliminates Miz, but the Miz screws Rey Mysterio, and then Bobby Lashley eliminates, Rey Mysterio, and I'll have what's it called? Lashley eliminate Kevin Owens, and then who was the other person that I say?
um, Drew
It was
McIntyre? No.
Edge, and then I'll have Edge lose to Lashley with the hurt lock. He doesn't tap out; he just passes out. That way, you can start a feud from there. Because I'll book Bobby Lashley versus Edge at WrestleMania. So I wouldn't mind seeing Edge versus Kevin Owens, but I feel like it's like Edge versus Bobby Lashley, spear versus spear. And like I said before, with with Bobby Lashley, with his title run, he didn't have that big. He didn't face somebody with a big name. I mean, he faced Goldberg, but he won because of the stoppage.
Yeah. Okay.
But like he didn't face somebody from that main event status. So now that he beat Brock Lesnar, it's like, okay, you got that push, but the thing is, Roman Reigns helped you. Even on the record books, it says Bobby Lashley defeated, Bobby. Oh my gosh, Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley defeated Brock Lesnar. So, but I feel like he needs to face Edge. So at WrestleMania, spear versus spear. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, right?
But yeah.
Speaking of the other matches, right? We talk about Beth and Edge, Miz. Oh yeah, you say you like Maurice.
Yeah,
Maurice's
outfit. It was hot. It was sexy.
It
was a good match.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was good. I didn't hate it.
Yeah. You were like, oh, okay.
I was surprised that I will admit that I'm glad. I was happy that Edge and Beth Phoenix won. I really thought because of where they were going next month. Where are they going again?
Who? Miz?
No, Elimination Chamber. Where the hell is it taking place at?
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, there you go. I just figured that they were gonna have a rematch there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I thought it was gonna be even the score and all that.
Yeah.
So but no, I was like, oh, okay, cool. All right. So, but yeah. Now Edge needs to go on and focus on the WWE title. Baby. But yeah. So all right. Royal Rumble. Great pay-per-view. Ben ending. In order, I enjoyed Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble last. Then I will go ahead and say the Brock Lesnar versus Lashley fourth or whatever next. And then Becky and Doudrop. Then Brock Lesnar and Lashley. Then the Miz and Edge. And then Roman Reigns, and then the women's. The women's was my top favorite match, moment, and everything. So, yeah, I would say a 4 out of 5.
Nice. Yeah, I would give it the same rating. Yeah, I'll get a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Like you said, like the order, I think if they switch the order up, and it'll probably be in a 4.5 out of 5. Obviously, we're not Melts. We're not giving we're not like 6 out of 5 or like Meltzer and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, 4 out of 5, I could see it being decent. Everything, like you said, like some matches were like, okay, cool. But then you're like, okay, Like if they were like to flip some things around, it would probably
Right.
win a 4.5 out of 5. Not a 5 out of 5, but
It was, yeah, because it was for me, it was like the men's Royal Rumble should not have closed the show.
yeah.
And the women's match should have. And if you would have could have like switched that around, I would have been cool with it. And in the Becky and Doudrop match, it was like it didn't make sense to me because Becky made it seem like she was the baby face, and I was like, I thought you were a heel.
Yeah.
Like I don't. She was trying to be like the one thing that she said that kind of like bothered me, which doesn't make sense. She's like, "You've been waiting for this moment for 15 years. I've been waiting for this moment for my whole life," and I was just like, "What?" I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure everybody's had the same life and goal as you did, where everybody who was a child, everybody that grew up as a kid watching wrestling all wanted to become WWE superstars,
Yeah.
So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And then what moment are you talking about? The moment the moment that you have already, you're the Raw Women's title. She wants
Yeah.
that.
You're in the moment. She's in
You're
the
already,
moment.
yeah, you're already in the moment.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't, she needs to be trash talking to you. Why are you trash talking to her? You're already the champion.
Yeah.
And it, I mean, trash talking, I mean, sorry, she should be trash talking because she is a heel. But what she was saying did not make sense. Like, this is, my time, blah, blah, blah. It's like, your time's been going on for like 3 or 4 years already.
Yeah.
You were any main eventer. You won the women's Royal Rumble. You won. You headlined WrestleMania. You were called at one point Becky Two Belts. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And this is Dewdrop's moment. This is
Yeah.
somebody who shouldn't even be in the ring with you in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view facing you for the Raw Women's title, and she is. This is her moment. She basically just like buried her,
Wow.
But now it's up to Dewdrop to like dug herself out,
Dig yourself out of the
dig
hole or
herself.
something.
Yeah. So that's the way I looked at it at that match, But hey, if she does her way out, that's how people become stars. There's a lot of people. Triple H, for example, you know, um, they get buried, and he digged himself out, and became a big WWE superstar.
Yeah.
And
True.
and it bothers me because how like Tommaso Ciampa, right? He accomplished a lot in NXT. You and me and everybody who's listening and all the wrestling friends could agree to that, right? He accomplished a lot in NXT. He is NXT with Johnny Gargano. They don't want to go to the main roster because of the whole character thing changed and all that, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the 90s. Regardless of it was WCW guys going to WWE or WWE going to WCW, they all debut with crappy characters. And eventually they were just, it wasn't a character. They're like, okay, I'm not going to make money from this, but it's a job. It's a job, right? So I'm just going to stick to it until we could find something for me. If it's like for a movie where it's like, hey, we need a person to play this character. I think you're perfect for it. Regardless if it's a movie or a television, you could always change your character or Delova. Oh my gosh, why can I not say it?
Development?
Yes, there you go. Your character, like change your character, right? So it's like, just if you don't want that character, then guess what? Say this character is not for me. Bye. You don't have to say yes. And then what? If you say, and it's funny because they're like, well, because I don't want to get fired. Okay, but then what? So what? You're just gonna say yes and then just go online and complain for the next 3 years, saying that they don't know how to use me, even though you're the one who agreed to work there? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're an independent contractor too. You could be like, you know what? I'm not obviously like I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like social media has like made it like oh yeah, I'll just like, complain about it online and they'll fire
Like
me.
Ali's complaining how he's going online now to complain about his contract acting where he wants his release. And the way I see it now, I like Ali. The WWE's not using him properly. He's a great wrestler and all that. But the fact that he's going online to complain, it's like, to me, it's like, oh great, another Chicago wrestler complaining about his contract. Who did it first? CM Punk. It's like, it's like, why do you have to go online to complain?
Yeah.
Why, it's like he's trying so hard to get released, and it's like, I get it, but it's like, where was this attitude 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think he re-signed a contract too, right?
I think
this is his second contract, I think, or first contract.
And then what bothers me, again, I love Ali. He's a great wrestler. But what bothers me, I'm just trying to make a point where it's like, Ali wasn't supposed to be signed, right?
Yeah.
He didn't make the cut for the X Division, the World X Division tournament. He didn't make the cut.
Wow.
He was, he was like, let's just say they only needed 20 wrestlers, right? Ali was like number 21. But somebody, due to their visa, couldn't show up. So they took that guy out. And since Ali was like 21, they're like, okay, we're going to have Ali onto the tournament.
Yeah.
And then he did a couple matches, and then he eventually got a contract. So it's like, I feel like you should be grateful for that. Like that's like, you weren't even supposed to. You didn't even make the cut. You barely made the cut. And the fact that you were able to get signed, and then, I can't say he accomplished a lot, because he didn't really accomplish a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you made it this far. What was your goal? Obviously, was your goal to become WWE champion, but it's like, you think you're going to get it by complaining?
True.
Like, if you want to, how can you sit there? This part's not a shot to Ali. It's a shot to everybody. But how can wrestlers be like, I want to be like The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin? And it's like, but The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't go online and complain.
Yeah.
Like, how can you say you want to be like them, and all you're doing is just complaining?
They worked their asses off too. They were Rocky Maivia, and he was stunning Steve Austin.
They went through the whole
circuit. Yeah,
the whole circuit. Yeah, the whole system. They listened to Vince McMahon, and eventually they got their opening.
They told them, be yourselves. Like, okay, I'm Stone Cold. I'm Steve Williams. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But we never seen something like Stone Cold. We never seen anything like The Rock. Ali is just another Ricochet. Ricochet is just another AJ Styles. So it's just like, there's too many people the same, just different looks. But when it comes into the inside, and when it comes to the in-ring work, everybody's the same.
Yeah.
So, but hey, but like I said, I like Ali. He's a great wrestler. Enjoyed his work in the indies. So, but it's just like, I just hate the whole complaining.
Yeah.
It's just like, you want to complain once, cool. But after a while, it's like, dude, if they haven't released you after the first post, what makes you think they're going to release you after like the 20th post?
Yeah.
At this point, it's just sit back and let your contract expired, I guess.
Get your money.
Yeah.
Get the money and then go anywhere else you want.
Right. Sit back and enjoy life.
I'll take a contract from now. Oh my God. People say I'll never work for them. Like, dude, you guys, I don't know. You live in somebody lives in their like shed somewhere. Like, okay.
Nobody show me nobody gave me a contract. I'll be like, shoot, where's the catering room?
Yeah, like, give me a contract. I mean, do I get paid if I get released? Like, yeah, okay, cool, let's go.
Do I get paid? Obviously,
I'll be in the catering room, just like
you make more money when you're on TV and wrestling, sure, but it's like, okay, but if I'm still gonna get paid just for being there, shoot, and you guys are paying for everything, all right, cool,
let's go.
Let's go, baby. And I get to travel the world, shoot.
I know our jobs won't do that now, right? Our jobs won't do that now. They're like, yeah, just sit at home, you'll get paid. I'm like, no, you gotta do stuff to get paid.
Shoot. Unless you work, unless you use your PTO.
Dude, yeah, PTO.
PTO, gotta save up on that PTO. But anyways, Good luck to Ali. Whatever happens, happens. But I just hope he doesn't go to AEW. Go to Impact Wrestling, man. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, you think? Yeah, I think he'll be better in Impact Wrestling because
Yeah.
actually they respect the lighter division, but X division will probably be like it's already great, but like him in it, yeah.
Him versus Ali versus Trey Miguel. Ooh, fire.
Yeah. But being in AEW, he'll like show up for 1 week, face Cody Rhodes or something, and then go on dark for the rest of his job there.
Yeah, and then complain about that. So,
but yeah, he's better off in Impact.
Yep.
Yeah, go to Impact.
Yeah.
Go to Impact.
Go to Impact. All right. So, you want to go let the listeners know about our shop before we head out?
Yeah. All right, listeners, before we leave, check out our merch store on teespring.com. Search for New Entry Wrestling Podcast. We got cool shirts and more. Also, follow us on our Instagram at New Entry Wrestling Pod. And check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe our channel. Yeah. Anything else?
Well, no, I guess. Well, Rosie, what's her name? Ronda Rousey is back. 2 MMA fighters, former UFC fighters, are gonna be headlining WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be something to look forward.
Yeah, I got one more thing too. Like, if anybody wants to be a sponsor, you can always just DM us on Instagram, and we could see what could work. That'd be if you guys want to be a sponsor of an episode, let us know.
Oh yeah, you want to give a shout out to the to that company that made our shirts?
Yeah. Which
the one I can't freaking pronounce. Faye Boutique. Is that how you say it?
Faye Boutique.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to them for making the shirts. That's an alternate design, guys. So, but yeah, if you guys want to have a shirt of your own, let us know. It's posted on our Instagram page, New Entry Wrestling Pod. And like I say, we're always looking for other sponsors as well. Yeah, so that'd be kind of cool if you guys support it.
Oh man, is there anything else I gotta say? Let me read my notes. Go check out Figure Your Shit Out. Is it hashtag Figure Your Shit Out? He is a DJ / rapper. He just came out with a album, platinum mixtape series. It actually came out 2 years ago, but it's finally up on Spotify. So yeah, if you wanna, he's like I said, he's a DJ / rapper. So if you all want to book him for parties and stuff like that here in the Chicagoland area, or pretty sure Illinois area, you could either reach out to him on email, figure your shit out at gmail.com. So if you send him an email letting that you want to book him, give him all your info, and then you also use your the code new entry, you'll get 10% off. So yeah, figure your shit out. That's literally his name. It's a dope name.
Yeah.
So it's FIGUREYOSHITOUT at gmail.com. Type in new entry and get yourself 10% off if you want to book them for parties, weddings, probably not weddings, but adult parties. Let's just put it like that. Would I invite him to your kid's party? Possibly. I'll just ask him, can you change your name to Figure Yo? And then that's it.
Yeah.
So dope name. Not gonna lie, but I'm like, all right. But yeah, go check out his music on Spotify and check us out on Spotify and YouTube. So, all right. Anything else you want to say, Ever, before we leave?
No, man. All right. So,
take us home.
Listeners. All right. Listeners. This will be it for this episode. I am Ever, and this is Ian.
And we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo-doo-doo.